Hey everyone, Andrew back for another Barista Basics video. So you may notice that I am outside once again. Thankfully the weather is pretty agreeable today, a bit chilly, but agreeable enough to film outside. And the other reason why I'm filming outside is because I didn't receive any feedback regarding what you guys think of this style of video. So I quite like it, and if you don't hate it, because I think if you hated it, you would have let me know, I'm going to stick with this style of video. Maybe probably not forever, but for the time being, anyways, I quite like this kind of more personal and style of video. So that's why I'm outside again. That's why there is no cheat sheet, and sort of a new development as well is that I am no longer going to say my disclaimer in my videos anymore. I watched a video recently, not like related to anything I talk about or anything, but the creator put their disclaimer in the description of their video, which blew my mind because I hadn't even thought of doing that. So in an effort to save time in future videos, the disclaimer can be found in the video description. So that is why I will not be wasting time saying it anymore. Anyways, so moving on, we can get into today's topic, which are, in my experience anyways, the 10 most frequently asked questions of a Starbucks barista. And so I guess a little background on why I chose this topic for this week's video. The first reason being that I have been cooped up in my house for like 2 weeks at this point, and you know, all of that free time gives someone a lot of time to do some thinking, more specifically reflecting. And I'm still employed by Starbucks, but I'm not working there physically at the moment. And so a lot of, you know, this reflecting has been of my time at Starbucks. So I, you know, was thinking about these things, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do for this week's video and how I could have a topic that didn't really need a cheat sheet to be understood. And this all culminated into a frequently asked questions style of video. So yeah, like I said, this video is going to go through 10 of the most frequently asked questions that I personally have received being a Starbucks barista, in an effort to, you know, just spread some knowledge and, yeah, just answer some questions. So the first question, I have a little notebook written down here. The first one I have written down is that you don't need to ask or buy anything in order to use a Starbucks facility. Meaning that if you want to sit in the lobby and work on some homework, or, you know, sit in a Starbucks lobby and wait for a friend, or just soak in the atmosphere and people watch, or use a Starbucks bathroom, you can do that without having to buy anything. This wasn't always the case at Starbucks, which I think is the reason why people ask in an effort to be courteous, which is very much appreciated. But due to that Philadelphia incident, which occurred, I think, maybe 2-ish years ago, Starbucks changed its policy regarding the ability to use the bathrooms and the lobby without buying anything. So you don't, like I said, you don't need to buy anything to use those Starbucks facilities now. And it's been that way for a little bit. The next question I have here is regarding water cups. So you can go into a Starbucks and get a water cup for free. Now this includes either hot or iced water. I noticed that a lot of new moms come into Starbucks and ask for a cup of hot water, you know, to warm up their baby's bottle in. So of course you can do that, that's totally free. But also if you want just a cup of ice, or a cup of ice water, or a cup of just water with no ice, whatever configuration you prefer, you can also get that for free as well. It does not cost any money to get those. Now the third question I have here is regarding peppermint mocha. So peppermint mocha is something that we at Starbucks can offer all year round. It's not only available during the holiday season, that's just when the company wants to push specifically that drink among others. Because it's like pretty holiday, festive, whatever. But we always will have mocha, and we always will have the peppermint syrup, which are the two necessary components to make a peppermint mocha. So, it could be smack dab in the middle of July, and you can have your Christmas in July celebrating with a peppermint mocha. Now, a little, I guess, piece of information that you should know regarding that is that even though we have the mocha and the peppermint syrup available all year round, certain stores, not in the holiday season, may not have those little like chocolate shavings that go on top. So if you're okay with doing without those, then you can get yourself a peppermint mocha anytime you'd like. Also, I don't know if I've apologized in this video yet for sniffling. If I haven't, I'm apologizing now. Sorry. These South Carolina allergies are still kicking my butt, unfortunately. Anyways, moving on to our fourth question. This one is very simple. The honey citrus mint tea is the same thing as the medicine ball. So if you receive your ticket from a Starbucks, or if you're trying to order a medicine ball through the mobile app, it is referred to as the honey citrus mint tea. They're the same thing. That one was pretty brief. Moving on to our fifth question. This is regarding French vanilla syrup. So Starbucks does not explicitly have a French vanilla flavored syrup. However, if you do ask for that, what a barista will do is combine vanilla and hazelnut. So if, you go into a Starbucks and you ask for French vanilla and the barista is new and isn't quite sure how they would fulfill that order, now you have the knowledge to, kindly inform them that Starbucks baristas combine vanilla and hazelnut syrup in order to make French vanilla. Moving on to the sixth question I have here. This is regarding sugar-free Frappuccinos and whether or not they are possible. So, to answer that question, this usually people who are trying to follow a keto diet typically ask this question, and it is possible. So, the main components of a Frappuccino that give it sugar or carbs are the base, which is essentially just literally like a liquid sugar sweetener that helps to thicken the Frappuccino when it's blended, as well as whatever flavor syrup you put into the Frappuccino. So and obviously the whole milk has a little bit of sugar in it too, or some carbs. So if you want to make a keto-friendly, a sugar-free Frappuccino, what you need to do is, first of all, utilize heavy cream for the milk base instead of whole milk. Then what you need to do is you need to pick a sugar-free syrup. This could either be sugar-free cinnamon dolce or sugar-free vanilla. At least those are the only 100% sugar-free ones we have at the store that I work at. I know back in the day they used to have like sugar-free caramel and stuff. I don't know if our store just doesn't have that or if they discontinued it, but I do know that every Starbucks has sugar-free vanilla and sugar-free cinnamon dolce, as well as skinny mocha, which isn't 100% sugar-free. That actually leads into our next question, so I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself there. But yeah, so you use heavy cream, a sugar-free syrup, and then instead of the base, you request some stevia packets. Usually, only 1 or 2 stevia packets are needed to give the Frappuccino the same consistency it would otherwise. So yeah, you just ask for those 3 changes to the Frappuccino and you will be able to get a keto-friendly Frappuccino. So moving on to the next question, which I alluded to a little bit, relates to, sounds like there's a bug right by my ear, which relates to skinny mocha. So the reason skinny mocha is called skinny mocha is simply because it is not actually 100% sugar-free. I think it's like 98 or 99% sugar-free, something like that. But it is not 100% sugar-free, which is why they call it skinny instead of sugar-free mocha. So don't be tricked. The mocha is not 100% sugar-free. The skinny mocha isn't. Moving on to this 8th question here. This is regarding the food that you get at Starbucks, most notably the paninis, or more specifically even the breakfast sandwiches. So when Starbucks receives any food, it comes frozen, and then some items are left to thaw either in a refrigerator or out in the open on, how do you call them, like trays. But the point being is that no food that you can get at a Starbucks is made in-house. So if you, for example, I remember I had this one customer who came in and was like, could I get the sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich? But could I get that with no cheese and extra sausage? And, maybe if you were to go to some sort of fast food restaurant, that would be possible because they make it, there. But Starbucks, since everything comes frozen and prepackaged, that's not really possible. In order to add, for example, that extra sausage patty, a barista would need to open up a whole other breakfast sandwich and steal the sausage patty off of that one. So it's not really possible to add, get an extra ingredient on a breakfast sandwich. However, you are able to remove any ingredient off a breakfast sandwich. So for example, if you, are lactose intolerant, but you really want like a sausage, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheddar sandwich, you can ask to have the cheese removed. That's possible. But asking for extra cheese would not be possible. Moving on to our penultimate question. This is regarding the cloud macchiato. No, it is not vegan. That's all I'm gonna say on that. The reason this one's kind of low-key a joke because I remember when Ariana Grande, Starbucks collaborated with Ariana Grande to produce that drink, and she said through some video, probably through Instagram or something, that it was a vegan-friendly drink, which it is not. The cloud powder is actually made from egg whites, partially. So obviously egg whites come from eggs, which is an animal product, so clearly not vegan. Sorry, Ariana Grande, but that drink is not vegan. So if you are vegan and you want to try a cloud macchiato, I would not suggest it because it is not vegan. I just wanted to clear up that misconception because I have received, in the past quite a few questions regarding whether or not the cloud macchiato is vegan. So, last but certainly not least, this is probably the most important one on this list. I can go ahead and retire the notebook now. It is that there is no official, I can't stress this enough, there is no official Starbucks secret menu. So, I have been seeing so much about, secret menu stuff, whatever. It's not real. There's no actual secret menu at Starbucks. People, there are certain modified drinks that become popular on the internet and that people, say is a part of the Starbucks secret menu or whatever. But really, it's just some person thought of that, came up with it, and it became widespread throughout the internet. So that's why if you ever approach a Starbucks barista and you're like, hey, can you make me like the TikTok drink, for example? Not every barista is going to know how to make that drink because it's not an official Starbucks beverage. It's just something that some kid, some person made up. So I wanted to clarify that because this whole talk of a secret menu is something that's been going on for a few years at this point, even prior to me working for the company. And yeah, no secret menu is the bottom line. There's no official Starbucks secret menu. Of course, you can request some sort of fancy special drink if you want, However, if it's not something that people ask for a lot, like for example, the TikTok drink, when somebody first mentioned that to me, I had no idea what that was. And somebody had to show me a picture of what came in the drink, and I was able to produce it. So I would say if you do want to get a quote-unquote secret menu drink, I would go ahead and have the recipe, pull it up on your phone just in case the barista is not aware of what you're talking about. But with that said, that is actually going to be it for this week's video. I hope that somebody out there was able to find this video interesting. Probably not so much interesting, but more so useful. And I hope that this clarified some popular misconceptions and some frequently asked questions. And yeah, I hope that everybody is staying healthy, and staying safe and practicing isolating and self-quarantining, etc., etc. And remember that we are in this all together and we have to stay strong, and eventually this too shall pass, right? So with all of that said, I can go ahead and end the video now. I thank you guys so much for checking the video out, and I will see you guys next week. Also, if you feel moved in any way, if you would actually like to provide some feedback regarding this style of video, please let me know. I think it's kind of ironic that I said this video is better suited for short videos, and this video is 17 minutes long, so clearly I'm a liar. Anyways, thank you so much for checking the video out, and I will see you guys next week. Take care.